Rowing is unlike any sport I don't think many people know or understand.
I played basketball, volleyball, tennis, track, like literally every sport. And I feel like rowing is by far the hardest sport that I've ever done.
We're going to shove it in two. Get away. Ready? 1, 2, shove. Great, very top.
To the untrained eye, so to say, it looks like a very simple, repetitive, graceful even sport. And I wish more people knew the work and grit and sweat to make it look that way. Like, it's not just a simple row around in a rowboat type of day. Like, it is very intense, very difficult work.
Rowing is such an extremely hard sport, and I feel like people don't get that.
Division I college rowing is huge and super competitive. We train and race all year round, but our main competitive season is in the spring when we have ACC championships and NCAAs. At the college level, we race in the biggest boat, the 8, and the 4, which are both coxswain boats. So we have 9 people and 5 people in total in both hulls.
You have your coxswain who's in charge of steering, navigating the boat, is kind of like the pilot, I guess you want to say. And they sit in the stern, so they're the farthest away from the finish line.
A coxswain, most people would think is just the person that sits in the boat and says row. But there's a lot more to it. They also steer the boat, they run the race plans, they run the practices in terms of time, taking account of speed data, and they also are responsible for a lot of boat feel, so understanding how the boat is moving, how it's not moving, and initiating changes to make it move better and faster.
Eight and 7 are your pace setters, and so they're typically the people that set the rhythm for the boat. 6, 5, 4, and 3 are known as the engine room. They're typically the powerhouse. They contribute the most power to the boat. 2 and 1 are bow pair, so they're closest to the bow ball, closest to the finish line, and they are the most technical.
Good, good. Cheska, find that flow. Right on cast. Bigger pivot.
The mental side of rowing, I think, is probably like the hardest part of the sport.
It is long hours, you're constantly doing cardio, race pieces, everything, all of the above, lifting.
You have to really accept the pain that you are going to be in, and you have to accept it as a part of the sport. And I think when you try to avoid that, I feel like you're not going to get where you want.
It is how comfortable you can be with the uncomfortable. The way that you can become great in rowing and the best is not about how strong you can get physically, it's how strong you can get mentally and push past those mental barriers.
Rotation, compression, really nice.
You know for a fact, there's not a possibility, you know for a fact that you're going to be in an extreme level of pain. And I feel like you willingly have to accept that and embrace that in order to really do well and get what you want out of the sport. When we're training, it's a lot on the ergs and on the bike and running and lifting and things like that, and those are individual aspects of rowing. But I think when you get in the boat, which is obviously our sport, it's very much a team sport because you have to be so in tune with either the 7 other people or, if you're in a 4 with the 3 other people in your boat. The
Teamwork involved with rowing is insane. You're trusting one person to steer you straight, and then you have 8 girls all rowing together in synchronization.
You kind of have to be that person directly in front of you, otherwise you will not win that race.
Good, figuring things out. Keep going.
When you're all bought into the same goal and to do the same things and to go as fast as possible together and to hold each other accountable, that is what sets apart a great team.
Our race season, we do 2Ks. Typically we break them down by 500, but the whole point of the race is that you are going at maximum pressure, maximum speed the entire way from start to finish.
We put in like hundreds and thousands of hours of work for a singular 6.5-minute race.
The first 500 starts with some kind of start sequence that like gets the rate up, gets the boat moving.
Quick shot, like good, full, ready, build there, step it now, sharper, next 5, sharp, go, good, right there, yup, sit up, boom, ready, shift in 2.
It's important that you shift to some kind of rhythm that you can actually sustain for the rest of the race.
Right there, yes. 133 on the split, right where we need to be. Need sharper with Balfour in 2. That's 1, 400. 2, sharp, go. Sharp, go.
The best races and the best race plans have moves at strategic points throughout the race, either predetermined, but the rest are entirely based off of the rest of the field. So where other boats are. Are we up? Are we down?
Bow pair, here comes 500. We step with you for bow deck in 2, Liz. 1, ready, Chels. 2, now. Step there.
And we use those moves to make changes in our placement. So to get ahead by a seat or 2 seats, or to keep another boat from getting ahead on us. And then the most fun part, in my opinion, is the last like 300 meters-ish of the race, which we call the sprint.
Another response can be made by one of these crews.
Duke, bow ball to bow ball with Virginia. The second Varsity 8 Grand Final here at the 2023 ACC Rowing Championships. It's Duke pushing their bow just ahead of Virginia as they're coming down to the finish line. Virginia not letting them get away. They are neck and neck. As you can see,
the rate of the strokes comes up, the intensity comes up. You are going with everything that's left to cross the line as absolutely fast as possible.
Through the line! Everything! Right here! Right now! You're 36, 145! Go 38, ready? Now, Greco!
Racing a 2K is like actually like you're fighting yourself. Like I go down the course and I'm racing against 6 other teams, but also like racing against myself. Your body is like, oh my god, all I want to do is give up. But you're like, your brain is like, no, you have to keep going because you want to win.
Now! Front it! More quick and light, ready? Now, quick and light. Quick set, blade it, Eliza, blade it!
You are pushing as hard as you can for every stroke, and when your coxswain like tells you to give like a bit more power, you give it because you know all the other girls in your boat are doing the same.
Splits dropping, you go legs in 2, 1. Now front it! Drop and move! That's it, Duke!
It is just giving 120% to yourself, your teammates, and all you want to do is get your bow ball in front.
You have to have an internal dialogue with yourself of, okay, why do I want this so bad? You have to do it for that person in front of you. You have to really mold into them, know that they are giving their all, so why not you?
There's no off stroke. There's no like, oh, let me like take a minute to breathe. It's just go.
A mantra in our program that we talk about every day is we get to.
I think when you have a schedule as demanding as ours and a sport as demanding as ours, it's very important to look at it as an opportunity.
Not a lot of people get to be where we are. Not a lot of people get to be at Duke University. Not everyone gets to be on a rowing team. Not everyone gets to be coached by some of the best coaches in America and in the world. So, you know, when you are tired to get up, you know, when you're slower to come out of bed in the morning and to put on your clothes, it's a good reminder for yourself to know that this is a privilege to be here every day, and it's a privilege to be around excellence.
Pressure is privilege.
I love winning on this team with these people, and so like to put the work in with the people who I'm going to win with is probably my favorite thing. And that's why I get up every day.